Dear Auntie Kess, it is very strange to be writing you and Arches from the wilderness and not the other way around. I'm surprised to say, after that brief sojourn in the city, it's a relief to be back in the wider world. Fewer prying eyes and none of the pretense that things are neat and in order. Since we've arrived in Haven, it's been quite nice to be sleeping in a real bed again, rather than boat barracks. I've gotten much better at roughing it in the last few months, but I am simply not built for that. So I'm appreciating the small things and trying to stay out of the rather dicey local politics of the town. My friend Derek immediately got himself sucked into some kind of interpersonal high drama with a loan shark, with whom he seemed to have a personal history, and has gone off to manage it. It is all very oblique and strange, especially because it is hard to imagine Derek with a history at all. One would think he'd spent his entire life until this point tucked neatly onto a bookshelf. The real news, though, it seemed to be closing in on Wayland's father. We haven't laid eyes on the man himself yet, but we found a hole where he's been hiding in a camp on the outskirts of town with a bunch of debtors and other sorry folk looking for some great mythical treasure. Why, having been here all this time, he has failed to right his son is beyond me, but he'll have to explain himself soon and likely get a scolding from the boy, who is very serious. Speak of the devil, I believe he's actually knocking at my door just now, so off I go. I hope you are on the mend and not feeling too terribly cooped up with the family. Try to be patient with them and remember that they are living in the only way they know how. Your faithful nib, Aster.
I can't wait for him to hear that before this he was sitting on a shelf as a book somewhere. I love that. I love that image. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Children of Ash, a real play RPG podcast where we tell stories about the world after the world. I'm Dylan, your storyteller and game master for the evening, and surrounding us is our table of players. Say hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
This week, we have as the fact prompt, what is your character's guilty pleasure? Jesse, would you like to begin?
Hi, I'm Jesse. I play Wayland. Wayland is your average run-of-the-mill boy genius adventurer. Wayland's guilty pleasure is that even though he is a very adult, very mature 11-year-old who spends much time working on science, when no one else is around and he's in his workshop, he often takes the little bits and bobs and doodads that he's working with, putting together, lines them up like little army men, and still plays at little games with toys.
Aww. Bless his heart. Oh.
Aw, that doesn't sound like Wayland at all.
That's why it's a guilty pleasure.
Wayland is far too serious for such childish games.
It's exactly what he wants y'all to think.
I'm Peter. I play a
I would like to also be a large man from the north, a fighter. His name is Davidson. And, growing up in the north, everything's cold and dreary, and there's like very few pleasures in life and or luxuries. The one thing that Davis could really do, like, can't really do without is anytime he sees a good hot spring, he likes to test the waters and just have a nice, like, 5 hours soak. Something just absorb the heat energy of the earth and then have a nice good sleep after that. Like, that's really, like, if he'll rough it in any condition, anywhere, anytime, any place, but the moment he sees a hot spring or any chance at a nice little hot tub action, oh yeah, he's in there.
Mm-hmm. Does he like bath bombs or anything? Does he like want any kind of like guilty pleasure of like a perfumed bath, or is it strictly just human nature?
Oh no, I mean, in a perfect world, he'd have like a whole, there's these really fragrant leaves that he likes to slap on his back and on his body. And it, not only does the slapping really, it's good for the skin, exfoliating, all that, but it leaves with like a nice, almost minty type of feeling
Kinky.
when he's done.
Love that minty feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Also, 5 hours soaking in a hot tub doesn't sound like he's just soaking. That sounds like a nap to me. Or not hot tub, but hot springs. Like having spent like 5 hours in hot springs in Iceland, what I did was just get a couple floaties and just pass the hell out.
Yeah, just secure your airway, and then and then you're good.
Or don't. Like you'll wake up.
Yeah. That's particularly ill-timed at the moment.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Valentine. I play Rez. Rez is a curious, impish, recently minted scholar who spent his adolescence traveling the rivers of Idumla with his extended family. And his guilty pleasure, he feels a much stronger connection with the side of his family that are river folk than he does with the other side of his family. He wants so badly to be seen as one of them, born and bred. And he likes the boats, he does, but oh boy, he wouldn't admit it, but he loves a big, ridiculous bed that you could like splay out in, all four of your arms outstretched, ideally like heather down or something really like, something that the Nyoka would really kind of turn up their noses at with their bunks and hammocks. He'd never let on, but the first sleep back in a real bed, he craves it.
I think Rez now has a personal financial goal. Just buy a boat big enough that he can just stick a huge bed in it.
Oh no.
Keep it in dock the whole time and put a bed in it.
It would have to be in like a secret compartment, like under the deck or something like that. Like nobody could know. Nobody could know that he was not like sleeping in like a proper ship's rack.
So like in the boat dungeon?
Yeah, in the build
In the
room.
boat dungeon. Yeah, there's a word for that.
What?
Either the build room, if you're talking about dungeon in
okay.
terms of the lowest point, or the brig, if you're talking about the fact that somebody's locked up.
Or the bilge brig and just, two birds, one stone.
Bilge brig, yeah.
Boats, they have words associated with them.
And upside down glass pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Juliet, and I play Aster, a well-heeled, highly sociable Arches native and cleric of light and beauty in the House of Dianthus, which is definitely not a cult. Aster would be kind of constitutionally opposed to the concept of guilty pleasures as not exactly a hedonist, but like a true devotee of the finer things in life. The only thing that might qualify is that they secretly enjoy like a nice, really smelly, jarred like pickled herring,
Ooh, yeah.
and prefer to enjoy that in private, as they are not exactly guilty about it, but would not appreciate a witness.
But why? Why?
I would have figured it would have been more about inflicting the smell upon others.
Well, yes, exactly. They do not want to inflict the smell upon others, and they do not want to be associated with the smell.
Hmm.
Unlike Dylan eating his pickled herring on the train.
Really?
I'm sorry, you what now?
Oh, Dylan, you know you can't put this in the thing, right?
I know. This is gonna have to be cut. Or
We'll both be murdered.
I'm just going to like cut it so that it sounds like you keep bringing it up and I keep trying to shut you down.
No!
For the last time, Juliet, we do not need to hear the dried fish story again.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It do be
Oh,
like
middle
that
school.
sometimes.
We all have stories like this.
Developing dried fish smells.
It's enough.
Who remembers where we left off?
Chasing Bazel he's rabbiting. Go get him.
Yeah, running headlong into the woods as you do. It'll be fine.
You had last session gone back to your room to take the evening in. You had brought a few items with you back from Basil's workshop / hole.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Gone to sleep, and in the middle of the night, finally, you received a response on your
Rocky talkie.
Rocky Talkie.
Rocky Talkie. I keep getting that backwards. You received a response in your Rocky Talkie. Your dad was trying to tell you to leave, to go away, didn't want you there, and deciding that chances were he was going to bolt, you got everyone up, dashed out to find him. You arrived at his hole, and it was empty again, but clearly some things had been shifted around. But as you exited, you saw a tall, gangly man slightly hunched under a pack of sticks and ragged linen. His clothes are tattered, torn around him. Bits of bramble caught among them, hands covered in cuts and scratches. And strung around his neck, lying atop the pack, is what looks to be some kind of mask. He is maybe 50 feet away from you. You can see him poking out from behind some rubble. When he sees you, noticing him, he darts back behind the rubble. It's the middle of the night. The ruined meadow is lit by the moon, stars, and a few campfires around which a couple of the debtors are gathered. What do you do?
I would like to cast Fairy Fire at him.
Alright, Fairy Fire is a saving throw, right? Or is that a spell attack roll?
Dex save.
Alright. Yeah, he rolled a 6, so I think that's a failure. So describe the spell. What you do, what happens.
There's no... I guess I'm sorry, this is kind of a meta conversation, but just thinking about the way that they cast spells, like, it's not like they've learned spells, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They just suddenly started kind of being able to do this. So it seems like either there would be almost channeled knowledge from, since being that there's like a verbal component, either it would have to be kind of intuitive, like they're just saying things and the intention in concert with the words creates this effect, or they have some kind of like channeled knowledge or instinct from the deity.
I would say, frankly, this is a little bit up to you to figure out how you want to roleplay that. I think you're spot on. I would just say make a decision and roll with it. Have fun with that.
Okay, yeah. So this is something I guess maybe it's something that will start happening now that things are evolving with Dianthus, but while in the past I would say Astra has probably just kind of mumbled to themselves and things have happened. At this moment in time, they can kind of almost hear the voice that they have heard in their dreams, and at the same time notice their own lips moving in a language that they do not understand as they put their hand to their pendant and reach forward towards the hiding figure, and kind of throw peach-colored light towards him, and he is illuminated by it, and it flows out from him.
All right. He is suddenly a beacon of light, just illuminating everything around him. He stops, a little startled, looks around. You get a bit of a clearer look at this man. His hair it's black but dirty. It's this kind of receding hairline. He's got a very roughly cropped beard around his face. His hands, I think, as I mentioned, they're covered in like cuts and scratches. His clothes, they don't look like they're poor clothes. They look like these were once very fine. You recognize bits of fine cottons, some rich royal blues, but they are tattered, they are dirty, they are ruined, frankly. And around him, the ruin that he's ducking into, it's tall stones, knocked over a little bit. There's grass and weeds growing among them, little bits of bramble. But even though you can't see him because he's ducked behind now, you can see kind of the area around him illuminated.
Go get him, kid.
All right. Wayland takes out one of his infusions and slaps it into Mr. Pushka, twists it, and casts the jump spell on him.
Okay.
Yeah, and just points at the ruins and the light, and let's go get Dad. And just takes off after him.
Is Mr. Pushka just immediately just like sprawling from where you are?
His normal movement speed is 40, and now the jump spell triples his jump speed, jump distance. And do I remember how the jump rules work in D&D? Not exactly. I remember something about how it not being able to exceed your base movement regularly.
I think jump spell undoes that.
Yeah.
Because I think the idea behind you can't exceed your base movement is like you can't end your turn mid-jump, Yeah.
So I think that means he can jump in like one bound 120 feet then?
I guess what I'm asking is...
That's terrifying.
Is he just leaping from where you are and pouncing on your dad, or is he just using this to kind of...
Catching up to him. Like, go catch him, kind of. Yeah.
Okay. And you're chasing after.
Not killing the NPC we've been looking for immediately.
Splat!
Yeah.
All right. And you're chasing after.
Yeah. And as soon as
Okay.
he leaves off, I had the moment of like, I could have just sat in this seat that is his shoulder and gone with him. God damn it. And just all of a sudden feel very slow as I'm hoofing it after him.
Is there a harness in that seat?
We never established that, probably not, so it's probably a good thing that he didn't. But now Wayland is going to install a harness.
Hi, Dad. Let me show you how I learned how to get into an automobile accident. All right, cool. So you take off, and Mr. Pushka just leaps past you, past your father, landing ideally around kind of the opposite side of your dad, so he's stuck between the two of you. Give me I'm going to say an athletics roll from you, but this is for Pushka.
Okay.
Just to, let's just make sure he doesn't land on your dad, especially since your dad is frankly going to bolt. That's terrifying.
Can I use Mr. Pushka's athletics bonus?
Sure.
Because mine's a -1, and
I didn't know he had one, so yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's got a +3. That's definitely gonna be better. That's a dirty 20.
All right. So Mr. Pushka lands solidly on the other side. There's a big thump, and you notice a couple of the debtors around kind of turn and start watching this. 'Cause after that terrifying crash, frankly, and you run up. Your dad leaps up, starts trying to run away, and runs smack into Mr. Pushka as Pushka lands, and then turns bug-eyed, freaked out. Wayland?
Wayland just skids to a halt in front, trying to catch his breath, and suddenly has no idea what to say to him, and just looks back and goes, "Father?" And chin up defiantly.
No. Shh. I'm talking. No. Wayland, you shouldn't be here. You can't be here. You gotta go. You gotta go. Go. No, stop. Quiet. No, I'm talking to him. Stop it. He starts mumbling a little incoherently under his breath.
Ugh. Wayland looks at Mr. Pushka for moral support and realizes completely blank affect. He's not going to get anything from that. Okay, starting to realize there's a little bit more going on. And is a little bit kind of relieved that his dad is nuts. Like, if his dad is crazy, then there's a reason why he wasn't in contact for this past year.
I'm not crazy.
Bazel, when you have to tell people you're not crazy, it doesn't make you sound sane. Wayland takes his goggles off, puts them up on his forehead, and hands out, slowly walks towards Bazel, and just, okay, I'm not supposed to be here, but I am. And if you want any chance of me leaving, you're gonna have to explain things to me.
Gotta go. I'm so close. I can't stop now.
So close to what, Bazel?
I can bring her back. I can bring her back.
Oh, I'm not gonna want to hear the answer to this, but who can you bring back, Dad?
And for the first time, he looks you straight in the eyes, and he says, "Katie, I can bring her back."
Oh,
It was an accident. They told me it was an accident. We can bring her back. I can bring her back.
all right. I almost said Basil. Wayland makes a mental note that he has to try to talk to his father like a scientist. That's maybe the only way you can reach him. He just takes another step closer, hands out still. Goes, You you know I'm going to say that's not possible. So I'm not going to say that's not possible. But I need to hear why you think it is possible.
Shh. No, I'm talking. I'm talking. I'm talking. They say I can. They say I can bring her back with me.
And they are
The
Who?
forest.
oh. Okay.
Having burned through whatever residual or affected propriety he had and submitting to his curiosity, Rez begins to move closer and closer over as you would approach a skittish wild animal with the slow insistence of a glacier getting closer and closer.
Give me a stealth check.
Oh, no, I'm not really trying to be stealthy, just not trying to spook anyone.
I know. And
Okay.
for that, give me a stealth check, because it's still the same basic idea of like
Yeah,
trying
sure.
to not draw too much attention to yourself.
28.
Okay, yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, you begin to circle around, creating there's kind of a square around Bazel. On one side, you've got a bit of a ruined wall, and then you've got Mr. Pushka facing off with Wayland on the other side, and you're taking up the fourth corner.
I look at Wayland, I say, Katie's, your mom, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, she was.
Catherine.
And
When the red flux hit Arches, she died. I was young. I don't really remember it. I don't really remember her.
would Rez know what the red flux is? Was it some kind of like...
Yeah. So, give me... Let's see, actually, yeah, you would know. You would know. Regardless of whether or not you were in Arches, you would know. The Red Flux was a pandemic that raged across Arches.
Right.
Specifically Arches.
Yeah, that's
Didn't
right.
leave.
I remember this.
Yeah. And took not a huge portion of the population, but a sizable portion of the population. And disappeared almost as quickly.
So, did you... Bazel?
Kind of first finally notices that you've circled around.
Hi, I'm a friend of your son's. I used to live here. I know this town and the area very well. Did you say...
The wood?
All of it. Everything. I grew up here. Did you say bring her back with me?
Yeah. From Mestiselva, from the wood.
Is she there now?
Yes. No, I mean, no. Yeah. Yes. He seems a little. Actually, give me a insight check.
Does this count as a social situation?
I think probably not for the dilettante stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's a little bit more of like society social.
Sure. In that case, I have to slip by with a 16.
With the 16, there's definitely a bit of confusion there for him. He's not entirely sure how to answer you, and you don't know why. Don't know if it's because he's hiding something, or he doesn't know, or if he's not sure whether to explain something. You don't know why, but there is a yes but no almost in his answer.
Okay. Wayland takes another step closer. Goes, How if Mom died and she was buried years ago, how are you going to bring her back?
He kind of pauses as if to consider this for the first time. I'm just going to let her in. She's stuck out there with them, with the woods, with the brambles.
Have you brought anything or anybody else back yet?
No. She's the only one that wants to.
The first time, and Wayland takes another step closer, the first time you run an experiment, does it usually work?
No, but
Doesn't that seem like it's too much of a risk to experiment, to prototype on your wife?
give me a persuasion roll
Sure,
just to kind of break through to him.
Well, that's a 7.
I'm not experimenting though. No, shh. Quiet. Stop. I'm talking now. They're the ones that keep telling me. They're the ones that are they know what to do.
Who are they?
The brambles, the woods.
And have you seen them bring anybody back?
No one sees them. You can hear them. Can't you hear them?
Wayland doesn't answer. He keeps pushing it. How can you verify their results then?
How can I not try?
Wayland's got an answer for that, but he's not saying it.
What's everyone else doing, by the way, while this conversation is happening?
I think Aster is slowly approaching.
David is just kind of, we're not. I wouldn't say amused, but he's very captivated by this whole conversation. Like there's some serious shit going down. So David is, if I'd like to maybe backtrack an hour, another guilty pleasure is gossip. David secretly loves to hear gossip. He doesn't talk about it to anybody. Nobody knows. But like internally, like he's just like, oh my god, that's so juicy.
So he likes to make himself into tea and to have tea spilled.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not the size of a fly, but he'd love to be a fly on the wall.
So David is just like, he wandered over to one of the campfires, grabbed some popcorn, and came back and was like, oh shit, this is awesome. All right.
Like he's watching his fucking stories. Oh.
Well, back to it.
Well, I would imagine you only get one chance to bring someone back with you. Doesn't that seem like it's a pretty big risk if something goes wrong?
How could things go any more wrong?
They can always go more wrong. And Wayland gives a little nod to Pushka to just bear hug him.
Okay, give me a...
Grapple.
Yeah, it's a grapple check, but it's
Opposed
athletics.
by either athletics or
The attack is athletics,
Mm-hmm.
and it's defended by either athletics or acrobatics.
Acrobatics, that's the other one.
I'm going to say, though, since it's kind of a surprise, he gets advantage on it. Not Bazel, but
Yeah.
Mr. Pushka.
All right. I am really glad you gave me advantage, because the first roll was a natural 1. And the second one is a dirty 20 again.
All right, well, he rolled a 10. So Mr. Pushka's big arms snap closed. The smaller one first, though. It's a little bit smaller, it's a little bit faster. And at the first touch of this, Bazel jumps and starts to squeeze out and very quickly almost gets out before the second larger one just kind of scoops him up and holds him close. And he just struggles there for a moment or two and then gives up. Kind of seems to sag a bit as he relaxes into it.
Rez would like to rack his brain for any stories that might, he might have heard on the river that kind of fill the role of like the will of the wisp, right? Like being lured into the woods by that which you desire or something like that. Any bells ringing for him?
Oh my, where to even begin? Especially among the river folk who have heard stories, collected stories up and down the run. There are countless tales of all kinds of things to lure you off. There are, of course, the just basic will-o'-the-wisps, which Master has encountered, that will often sink to your emotions and have been known to lure people off of their boats. There are lots of creatures that will just snatch you, like the spirit frogs. There are tales that have been... Well, actually, give me a history or arcana check. When we switch to fate, there will be a dedicated skill just for this.
Ooh, 18.
Yeah, with an 18, you've even been hearing some of the more modern tales that seem to involve people encountering other people in the woods. People that aren't people that seem to be part of the forest.
And any stories about people actually coming back from the dead?
With an 18, it's hard to say because all of these stories are... Let me put it this way, you have heard stories of people coming back from the dead, but all these stories are very similarly folklorish.
Right.
There is a fragment of truth, you're sure, in many of them, not necessarily all, but how much that has stayed true versus slowly being scattered, broken apart into little nuggets that maybe collectively don't mean the same thing anymore.
I relay some of this to the group. I say, I've heard more stories about things pretending to be what you want to find than the things you actually want to find out in the wilds. I don't know what your dad's after, but I think there's every chance that we should assume it's after him.
Oh, no, yeah. I totally assume that. We'd get screwed in this deal. That's just not the way things work out for me. Plus, I don't want a zombie mom. That's a lot.
I turn to grappled dad. I say, and wait, what does all this have to do with the mouth of flowers?
Well, I think that's what's, and I kind of nudge Rez, what he might have on.
No way.
So this close, looking at him, and he's still fairly well lit up, right? Because how long does fairy fire last?
1 minute.
Is that the answer, or are you asking for a minute?
No, that's the answer.
Okay. God, stuff gets hard so fast. As you have him this close, this well lit up, Prairie Fire probably at this point is faded, but you still have your other means of illumination. I believe you had cast light on your
Rocky Talkie, yeah.
Rocky Talkies.
I have light also on my pendant.
Yeah, you have a better look at the mask that is hanging from around his neck. It's a skeletal black mask covered with very intricate golden filigree that both has a pattern and yet kind of never seems to really repeat.
Wow.
Around the nose, the gold gives way to gaping holes and ivory teeth set in a dark jaw. The eyes, though, are what's most haunting. They're two gaping dark holes that don't seem to reflect any light. And if you give me a moment, I can show you.
Oh, that is cursed.
Oh, yeah, that rocks.
Nice.
Rez like leans in, kind of like full on Abu from Aladdin, just kind of like hands out like, Basil, don't worry, we're not taking this from you, but I need to get a look at that. It starts to like lift it up.
No.
Before Rez touches it, Wayland's like, are you sure
No.
it's a good idea to touch the crazy mask?
Okay.
As you reach out, his hands are, he's being pinned, but his hands are still flailing about as best he can, trying to...
Rez backs off. Fair point. And with an adjustment of his wrappings and a tying back of his hair, whispering a word beneath his breath, he reaches out with Mage Hand and begins to lift it off of Rez's dad.
Wayland's dead.
Wayland. And begins to lift it off of Wayland's dad, off of Basil.
Look, everybody here, well, I don't know about everybody. The two of you both have daddy issues, so...
We got some dad stuff going on.
All right. As you pull, I think with Mage Hands, this would be kind of at the edge of the amount of strength that it could do, but I think
10 pounds.
for dramatic
is
purposes, it's fine. The amount of strength it would take to tear this off of him, because it is tied around his neck.
It can't lift off?
It's not a lift. Well, he's pinned, so it would be very difficult. Either way, though, like, you do manage to pull it up and pull, and you can feel your mage hand straining, and then there's a snap as the string that is holding it breaks, and the mask lifts up a little bit further. Hazel, no, give it back. I need it.
We're not taking it. We're not taking it. We know that you need it.
He just begins sobbing.
Oh, that's uncomfortable for Wayland. That's very, very uncomfortable. Wayland is getting a little bit more anxious and distressed, and just looks at this thing. He's like, this is not my area of expertise. This is magic bullshit. And it looks at anybody. Looks at Aster. Looks at David. Just like, do any of you have any idea the fuck this is?
I don't know, but I think it broke him. So I'm not sure any of us want too close a contact with it.
Aster will put their hand on Wayland's shoulder and say, maybe if we can get him, take it off in a safe place, we could spend some time looking at it and maybe learning about it without touching it ourselves?
Oh, thanks. Thanks. I mean, we could go back to his, I'm not gonna say hole this time, to his
Hovel.
hovel,
His
yeah.
burrow?
Yes, his workshop. Let's go with workshop, yeah.
That seems like the safest choice at the
Okay.
moment.
Yeah, there's only one exit as far as I could tell. And I just look back at Basil. Like, okay, Father, we're gonna go back to your studio so you can explain how this works to us. Okay? And then kind of indicates for Mr. Pushka to head in that direction.
He doesn't respond. He just has tears coming down his face, little pulling bits of dirt and streaks down with it.
Oh, this is uncomfortable. Rez looks to the others. Do I give it back to him?
No, please don't.
Nope.
Please.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we head back in the direction of the hovel.
All right. Mr. Pushka carries your father back. The people that have turned to watch you from the other campfires, as you turn around, you can see them as they avert their gaze and pretend they haven't been watching you this whole time. You slowly stomp back to the hovel. Make your way inside.
Rez is kind of like holding this thing as close as he can without there being any risk of his touching it, turning it over and over in front of himself. Just looking at it and looking at the crying father. We're gonna end up in those woods. I know we are. I don't want to go into those woods.
Oh.
Don't, whatever we do, don't let anything draw us into those woods. I do not want to find out what was talking to him. I've seen stuff in the woods out here. I've seen stuff that I don't ever want to see again.
Wayland kind of flops down. So I assume we've made it back into the hovel.
Yep.
And we can't really finagle him into the workshop because Mr. Pushka can't fit in there or anything like that. So just actually in the hovel itself, Wayland flops down, not on the gross bed, just in a corner, leans up against the wall, knocks his head into the wall. She goes, the only thing that ever happened in this city was people tried to kill us. I miss that.
Oh, there's time for that yet, I think.
Oh, that and the genie. The genie was weird. Someday I'm gonna need
Right.
explanation for the fucking genie.
The genie, I never figured that out. Focus.
Yeah.
So, what are our options here? We try and figure out what nonsense your father's talking about.
Yeah.
Option 1. Option 2,
We put a gag in his mouth, throw him on a boat, and
put a gag in his mouth, throw him on a boat, give this mask to whoever we need to, probably my father, to clear his debt or the debt of anyone else we owe.
no, he doesn't owe any debt. He doesn't owe any debt. There's
Right. Well, then what do we do with this thing? If I will tell you this, if Dad finds out that we found this, whatever this is, leaving is going to get more complicated.
well, look, I
At
hate to
least
put a
leaving with it.
yeah. So, Wayland kind of like goes back and forth on something. Like he doesn't know if he wants to say it, and goes, "This isn't really the time for it." And admittedly, I came up with the idea when things weren't quite this weird, but I had an idea for anyway. Nebulous the waves. All these people like my dad who have gotten themselves caught in this situation. And my God, this is not the right time to talk about this, but have you ever heard of the Thrump Expeditionary Service?
Have I?
No, because I just made it up.
Oh. But
no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Will says like, no, I just made it up yesterday, but the value of these artifacts that are really, really, really hard to find is astronomical. And all these poor schlubs who've gotten stuck out here and are paying off their debt doing grunt work are incredibly skilled, knowledgeable academics whose skill set could be much better put to use. And do you think your father, as fine and upstanding a citizen as you make him out to be, would be interested in a business arrangement with the Thrump Institute, where we would hire these gentlemen and ladies who've gotten themselves in this situation, and they would be part of a expeditionary service? And Wayland points back over towards to Pushka's shoulder, which is a chest of fucking gold. And goes, we have the startup capital after you guys get paid, of course. And it could be some sort of employment. And before you say no, he looks directly at Rez, we would need a liaison with Haven, someone who your dad would have to, someone whose ass your dad would have to kiss.
I don't think I've met such a person.
How would you like the job?
Are you baffled? Absolutely baffled. You've badly misapprehended the nature of the relationship with my father. I don't think I have ever met anybody whose ass he'd have to kiss. He would accept the offer if it meant money for him. Just know that he will try and take advantage of you if he thinks there's more money to get. It's his way. Money second, only to power and advantage. So if he thinks there's something to be gained by this, either through you or in the way of finding things like this, or any kind of counter to Arch's influence, he'll accept the offer. Just don't expect to come out on top. He's very good at this, and he's been doing it a long time. I'll talk to him if it comes to that, but hang on. Rez shakes the mask. We have a much more interesting mystery in front of us. Are we running this to ground, or are we leaving town?
How do you shake the mask? Sorry?
Just kind of like with Mage Hand, kind of just gesticulating with it.
You're right. And then look back to Aster and Peter. Just saying, y'all have got a particular set of skills that, if you want to do something with them, there's an option. And I don't like leaving these guys here in this state when we could help.
I agree. It's a horrible way to live. Rez kind of brings the mask in maybe a little too close to his face, tries to look at the back. Is there anything he can see?
Yeah, can Wayland, now that we got some light on it, do an Arcana check on it?
Sure.
Like thinking about all the notes that he was going through. And he's got the notes in his backpack, and everything that he read yesterday, and the weird liquid in the vials and the thorn sides to the to his workshop and all that. And does an Arcana check. That's a 15.
So you are... Give me a description of how you are examining it.
So, if it's being held by this mage hand, Wayland creeps over cautiously with his glowing walkie-talkie and sets down his backpack, goes in and grabs all the notes, and if I remember correctly, there was a drawing of it in the notes, right?
I don't think there was.
No, but just reading over the notes, looking at but there was the thorns. There was lots of thorn
Yes.
doodles and all that, and starts trying to look at, going off of what he read in the notes, and then just visually trying to see if there is a literal similarity, like looking for like the matching puzzle piece between the random briar drawings and the swirling patterns of briars on it.
So there aren't any swirling patterns of briars on the mask as you look closer at it. It's not a mask of brambles, it's a mask of flowers. As you look at it, that's a lot of what you see. The patterns are leaves, they are recurring rounded flower, they are just little details of flower stems and maybe vines, but you don't see the telltale sign of a thorn or that would indicate a bramble. There are no berries, there's nothing of that sort.
What's it made out of?
So it looks like the exterior, that gold. The more you look at it, the more it does look like gold. It looks like a very pure yellow gold. The black, it's a little bit harder to tell exactly what that is. It looks like maybe it's some kind of fabric, but it's a fabric that definitely seems like it absorbs light. It is hard to see if there's a texture to it or if it is. I mean, there are points where it's hard to tell if you're seeing it or if you're seeing a shadow.
I look at Rez and can you make your magic hand turn it over so we can see the back of it?
Rez does so.
The back side of it, it's lined with that black fabric material, but there are bits of the gold filigree that seem to come over onto the side, and patterns that in this case they don't seem decorative, they seem more like very fine lines, generally vertical throughout the mask, but towards about eye level towards the back, it seems like they kind of radiate out almost.
So, to Wayland, would this kind of look like archaeotech filigree circuitry?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And also, I would say, as a scientist, that's all artifacts are to you. Everything is archaeotechnology, or it's modern.
All right. 99% chance this is a really not going to do anything, but there's like a 1% chance this is going to be stupid. And he reaches into his pack and pulls out one of the vials of the liquid that we'd collected.
Oh boy. Oh, I don't. Why? What is our motivation here? Why are you doing that?
Well, I'm probably just going to make a wet mask.
Okay,
But
that's the worst case scenario. What's the best case scenario?
best case scenario is it stops doing the shit that it's doing to my dad and becomes a useless gold piece of gold mask. You know,
Can maybe let me go talk to him. Let me see if I can get anything out of him. I duck out of the hovel and try to have some words with Wayland's dad. I say, "Hey, Bazel."
So
We
he's
have
being
your
kept
mask.
upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the big fella can't fit downstairs.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Could big fella deposit him downstairs?
you could throw him in the hole.
Gently lower him into the hole, perhaps.
I mean, sure. Out of character, I was a little bit wary about putting him back into his lair in case he has something else going on in there.
I think that let's say that he is outside, and if Astor thinks he should be
He probably
put
should be
in-
inside because if he's still crying, that's awkward and going to draw attention. And
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my feeling. I think Reds, rather than talking to him out there, maybe you could have Mr. Pushka lower him in. It feels like we might want to get him out of sight.
yeah, it is probably a good idea to toss Basil into his own hole.
Okay.
Seems like more sane down there anyway.
Sure.
All right.
You want me
Can
to
I-
throw him? I could throw him.
Or how about you catch him? Like, you can get down there and,
All right.
you know,
I can do that too. Yeah.
yeah. I
right,
appreciate
so-
your willingness to throw my dad, but it's probably better if you're there to catch him in his hole.
That might not be Basil. Would you mind coming down here? Would like to talk to you about your mask.
He's still held by Mr. Pushka.
Would you come down here if Mr. Pushka let you go?
Can I have it back?
We'll see. Yeah. You know, we just want to make sure that it's not hurting you.
It's not hurting me. It's
Okay, then come
Not-
talk to us. Come
not
teach us
hurting.
about it. You've been doing a lot of work on it, and we want to understand.
okay.
Come on down. Come on down.
Mr. Pushka opens his arms and generally nudges Basil towards the hole. Wanders over and tentatively climbs down. Gets to the bottom, dusts himself off a little bit.
What's the relationship between this mask and these tinctures?
The moment he sees you with them, breath seems to catch in his chest a bit. No. Put that down. Put that down. No, that's not for you. That's for her. Put it down.
I don't have any tinctures, so I'm assuming this is directed at Wayland.
Wayland is holding it, okay, and just kind of puts it back in the pouch. Basil? What do the vials of liquid do?
They help with the brambles.
The brambles outside town. Yeah, I know them. I used to have to avoid them as a kid. They're too sharp. What do they help with? Do they help get rid of them?
They help grow.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
The seeds. I
Is this a trade? Like, you're helping the brambles grow and they'll bring Mom back?
yeah.
And how does the mask factor in? Does it let you talk to them? Does it let you tell them to do things?
Kind of looks a little sheepishly down. I can hear them.
Bill?
Right now?
No, with the mask.
Mm.
I can talk to the woods.
Where did you find the mask?
And Wayland kicks himself for not thinking to ask that earlier.
He just gestures around. It was here. It was in the meadow. I found it. I didn't steal it. I didn't steal it. It's mine.
Just lying out in the open?
It was under a bramble, but yeah.
How would I check to see if I think he's telling the truth or not? Is that
Insight.
insight?
Insight.
Check.
I was just having similar thoughts.
17.
Nice.
There's definitely something there he's not telling you.
Basil, we don't care if you took it from someone. It's a bit, it's wild country out here. It seems like people do what they have to do. We're just trying to understand.
What? When you found the mask, were you with Otto and Soli?
They didn't want to let me have it.
Oh boy. Did they want it, or did they try to stop you from taking it?
They said I hadn't paid them enough.
And then they changed their minds and left amicably and decided to walk further into the woods and never come back.
Breathes a bit of a sigh of relief. Yes, yes. That's exactly what happened.
I was being so sarcastic. You used to, there was a time where you would have caught that. Did the mask do something to them?
Don't know.
Rez is looking a little bit impatient, and his demeanor seems to change in an instant, and he kind of leans in towards Bazel, summoning all of his powers of persuasion to the surface. He says, Bazel, what you're trying to do is amazing. Everybody out here is trying to do what you're doing. Most of them would just want to find this and make their fortune, but you're trying to, not just, you found it, but you're trying to understand it. You're a scholar, and I respect that, and you're trying to use it, of all things, to bring back somebody you love. How can somebody not respect that? Now, you've been working on your own for so long, and now you've got people to help you. You've got your son. He's the brightest person I've met at the university. I've been there for years. If you would let him in to your notes with his knowledge and my connections in this town, we could help you figure out whatever it is you need to figure out. You just need to tell us how this works. If this thing can bring back his mother, you don't think that he wants that? You don't think we all want that? I don't know if it's possible, but if it is, I want that for you. Why don't you tell us how it works? Why don't you tell us what you've learned so that we can help you?
Give me a persuasion or deception check. It's up to you.
Persuasion, it's the part I was born to play.
I would say with advantage, but you're a stranger.
That will be a 23.
The tenseness in his face softens a bit. I don't know how it works. She's out there in the forest. And I can't bring her back without the brambles.
Have you seen her? Or have they just told you she's out there?
I have seen her just as beautiful as the day I married her. Wandering in the woods.
When you first saw me, though, you said it was dangerous and that I couldn't be here. So what's so dangerous about the...
She's stuck behind the wall.
And you need to turn off the wall to get her in?
Think.
That's like a capital offense pretty much anywhere, right? Like turning off the wall.
That's community murder.
Yeah.
I mean, bringing the wall down doesn't kill anybody.
Oh, but I mean, like, society-wise, like that's like the thing that childhood fairy tales and whatnot would be all about. You know, like you don't fuck with the wall.
Yeah.
The little boy from Arch is sticking his finger in the wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know how in all the Grimm's fairy tales and all that, there's, the wood is deep and dark and terrifying. For Althumla, that is anything beyond the wall.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, yeah.
Is there a way to get past the wall without bringing it down?
Of course there is, but I don't think that's what the Brambles want, is it?
Well, I don't think that we should be giving the Brambles exactly what they want.
I don't think we should be giving them anything at all. Have any of you ever seen a pitcher plant?
Maybe we should all
Yes.
just burn it to the ground.
I'm getting pitcher plant.
Wait, burn what? Burn what to the ground?
The
All
wall.
of the woods?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
the-
woods, wall, everything. Yeah. It's a good way to start a fight, I figure.
With the entire world.
I mean, it's got to start some point.
David,
How am I gonna die with glory? Just sitting around here.
I promise you, if we get this all sorted out, we can go back into the Hunter's Lodge and start the best fight you've ever had.
Oh yes,
For
please.
eons, man has desired to destroy the world.
You and I, we will get blackout drunk and start some shit.
Wait, Wayland?
But right now, probably shouldn't bring down the wall and utterly destroy this entire town.
I point at when I'm like, blackout drunk? Deal?
Sure,
Deal.
it's a deal.
All right.
Okay, it should be easy.
Wayland?
This is what happens when you abandon your children.
Yeah. Look at Bazel like, well, I haven't exactly had a guardian for the past year, and then point to Pushka, so I had to fucking make my own.
What about your grandfather? What about your uncles?
My uncles?
You were fine.
Basil, your kid over here, he can hold his liquor pretty well.
These are... He's only 11. What are you...
You've raised
What
a
are
good
you-
son, Basil.
Wayland is like fuming, pacing around, trying to get his thoughts back together.
Where
just-
did you find these people?
And Wayland stops, like dead still, turns around. Kess and I found them before Kess was fucking stabbed by an assassin.
We were in a fire together. We're friends now. We're all very good friends now, but can we please focus?
Like, points over wrist. Not helping, not helping, not helping. I'm trying to guilt him. Trying to guilt him.
I was not in the fire, but we're all doing our best.
There's time yet. We'll be in a fire together eventually, I feel like.
He sits down, rubbing his temples, clearly trying to process all of this.
I have been, like, Hale has barely spoken to me for the past year, and that's the best familiar relationship I've had. Your brothers are assholes.
Well,
Your nephews and nieces are even worse. I booby trap our fucking workshop so that they don't steal our stuff when I'm not there.
well, that's probably for the best.
I know, you taught me how to do enough of them.
I get that you're having a touching family squabble right now. Believe me, I know them, but we need to focus on what we're doing here. And what we've just learned is that this thing shakes the mask for emphasis, is requesting that people do something that would effectively murder everybody in this town. Now, I just got much less interested in figuring out how this works and much more interested in getting out of Dodge.
We're not bringing down the wall. It's just needed to make a gateway.
A gateway that anything on the other side of the wall can use to get through the wall.
Only if we leave it.
Wayland,
Look, I just need a door. For a
Did
few
you need a
moments.
door? Or did the Brambles need a door?
Katie needs a door.
Basil, do you know what a pitcher plant is?
A what?
A pitcher plant. They grow in the bogs to the west of town. They attract flies by smelling like something the flies want to eat. And then they devour them. They manipulate them.
Wayland goes closer to his dad than he has to this point. Sits down in front of him and just looks up. Dad, you know she can't come back. You know that. Now,
Just come with me. I'll show you. She's out there. I've seen her.
have
If
you...
we can see her without the mask, that would tell us something. But
And Wayland's like, that's a good point. When you've seen her, were you wearing the mask?
I mean, I've been carrying it, but I have to. I can't leave it here. I mean, you found everything in here. What if somebody else did? I can't leave it behind.
Oh, we're definitely not leaving it behind. That would be very irresponsible. But
Guys, I know I'm kind of all over the map here, but I am starting to get curious. Do we go check it out?
who are you today? All right, well, let me tap out for a second, and get meta. Which direction do we want to push this in? Because, like, we could push it in the, do we want to go into the woods and solve this and confront it? We could push this and then knock him over the head and try to rent a boat and get the fuck out of here.
I want to go in the woods.
I want to go in the woods.
Go in the
Alright.
woods.
All right. If we all go into the woods together, you can show us what you're talking about. But if we don't find it, will you agree that you made a mistake and come back with us?
She's out there, Wayland. I don't know what else to say. She's there. I've seen her.
He's there, or something that looks like her.
No, it's her.
Have you
What is?
spoken to her?
Yes.
So you've been close enough to see her face.
Yeah.
Have you... I'm going to regret asking this. Have you touched her?
You can see the barest flicker of a smile come up on his face, and then he kind of
Dad.
just kind of closes his mouth a bit. Yes.
It looks back at David. We're definitely going back to the hunting lodge. It's like, oh, wow, okay. So, if you show us where you've seen Mom, then you can absolutely, that would prove to us that she's really back. But if we go out there...
And then you can go back home. I can finish this.
Or he can help. Remember?
We can have that conversation when the time comes.
Let's. But, and I need you to promise me this. If we go out there and we don't find her, or we don't find the brambles, or, and this is gonna sound crazy, but if it turns out this is all some creepy ass bullshit and has nothing to do with my dead mom, if that happens, then you'll come back with us to Arches.
I mean, I barely have a week left anyway.
The solstice?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you know?
Oh, there's some creepy stuff we've been picking up on about the solstice. I kind of look back at everybody else like, we might not want to be in Arches when that shit goes down.
It'll take us more than a week to get back anyway.
What shit?
Oh,
What's going on back home?
I kind of look over at Rez. This is. You guys have that Dean thing going on. That ain't my story.
I, for one, would like to be back. I've got a grudge up in Arches. The Deans Schmidt are up to something, or at least one of them is.
Oh. He just groans a bit.
Do you know something about what they're doing?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The sister is... Johanna's the whole reason that Katie's in this mess.
I think that there's a little more information we need to understand. If we're going to help you with this, which it seems, frankly, not to be insulting, but it seems like you need. It seems like we ought to understand how it might be possible that your wife ended up in the middle of the woods on the other side of a wall.
That I don't know. I heard her calling in the woods. I recognized her voice. I found her. I tracked her down. I don't understand how she found herself here.
Then what did the Deans have to do with it?
I was never able to find proof. But it is my belief that Johanna Schmidt engineered the red flux.
What is her discipline again?
She's a necromancer, is she not?
She is... This is metagaming back to earlier information. She is currently the head of... She's the chair
Provost?
of... No. So basically the way that the university works is that there is a board of directors that oversee the entire thing. And on that board, there are a number of scholars who effectively represent collections of schools underneath them. And she represents the medicine schools. She originally used to run the School of Reclamation,
Yeah.
which closed when you were young.
Okay, just putting that in the notes.
Yeah.
All right. So, you're saying that she made a virus that swept through Arches.
Something like that. I couldn't find proof.
While this is happening, Rez is drawing the mask closer and closer to his ear, trying to hear any sound that might be coming off of it. Really getting it as close to his face as he can without technically putting it on.
Give me just a general dexterity check. See how well you can do this without
Oh, I thought that was a
slipping.
1 at first. Thank God for 7s. That'll be an 11.
So you're doing this with the mage hand, yes?
Correct.
Yeah. So as you are slowly bringing it closer and closer, you lean into it and slip and fall into it, but you pull with your mage hand, you pull the mask out and away from you as you do this, and you just slip onto the floor. You don't hear anything.
Wayland, just wants to keep pushing his dad on this. So, I mean, it's been my experience that pretty much all the deans at Arches are complete monsters. Also apparently very, very killable. But
I'm sorry, what?
There's been a rash of dean deaths recently.
Just rumors. We haven't seen any of them die. Personally.
Give me deception checks.
What do you mean? I have not seen anyone die. It's true.
It was too bright when you burnt that one alive.
Nobody burned him alive. Somebody just burned him. I don't know.
To be perfectly fair, in the pregame, we did cut the scene as he casts
that's
Burning
right.
Hands.
That's right.
So-
That's right.
Maybe he turned the dean into a toaster oven. Maybe he just, gave him a light browning.
22.
A light
22.
browning. Nice.
I love that face, Jesse. Kind of gives you a bit of a raised eyebrow.
But getting back to the point, what made you suspect her of? I don't even know. I don't know if they even have a name for that crime yet. But what made you suspect her?
There were just too many coincidences. Around the university, it's easy to keep a secret, but it's hard to keep a secret hidden.
Is this a dean? Is Johanna Schmidt a dean that Wayland would have known about? Or not dean, but would he have known about her before this whole situation started? Like, was someone that his dad would have talked about?
So think of it as like a
The
government
board?
representative kind of thing. Like this is you would know who this person is because almost everybody in the university system knows who sits in who all the chairs are.
So Wayland kind of, I mean, I was a bit, I was a bit young at the time, and preoccupied. But come to think of it, all of her political enemies got hit by the flux, and none of her allies did.
I thought the flux started in a wet market in the edge of town.
How else do you keep a thing secret than by creating another narrative? Maybe it did start in the markets, but doesn't mean that it wasn't planned, targeted. I don't know if she necessarily controlled it, but
Okay. So this is big. This is big stuff.
we can deal with this when we get home, though.
Right.
You,
So-
me, and Katie.
Then we should go into the woods and find Mom.
And bring her back.
We're not making any holes in the wall. I want to go out there too. I'm curious as hell. I'm not going to lie. But if we bring down the wall, my dad is going to be so mad at me.
Also, the death. That's the other reason why we're not bringing down the wall, right?
Weren't you saying a little time ago that your father was not necessarily the greatest of people?
Yeah, that doesn't mean that I want his home destroyed. Besides, my brother lives here. And it's where I keep some of my stuff.
Did I know you had a brother? I don't think I knew
We
you
won't destroy the town. We don't need to bring the wall down. We just need to
make
poke
a hole
little
in
hole
it big
in it.
enough for some demon brambles to get through and do whatever it is they want to do. I don't know.
Hey, Rez, maybe we don't antagonize him quite yet?
Fine. Sorry. Goes back to examining the mask. Cupped hands into the back. Hello! 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 Hello!
Why can't Mom just come around the wall?
Or through any of the gates in the wall.
Kind of makes a gesture of a circle. There are gates in the palisades. There's no gate to the arcane walls.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so the arcane walls, they have no gates.
They're
Well,
just
they
not-
are-
but we got in.
No,
Yeah.
we mortals, we can walk through them.
Yeah,
It's-
this is what I mean. Is that like one can? There's a physical element to the wall at the bottom, right?
It's like the Prudence doors in Dune. Like, it's a force field that lets...
I knew it was a force field. I just thought it was a force field that had some physical thing that it emanated
Yep.
out of at the
It
bottom.
lets us go through and doesn't let the evil magical stuff go through.
There is at the base of the walls think of like a field stone wall kind of a
Right.
deal.
Yes.
But there isn't like a gate in that.
Yeah, but there's nothing stopping a person from hopping in and out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you were, I don't know, a Briar zombie who's put the whammy on some scientist and you're trying to sneak in, then, that might be a bit of a problem. But the question to Bazel still stands, like, well, why does she need to get back in? Can't you just go around the wall?
As I understand it, if I can get her in, then we can move out of the wall, and she's able then to move between.
But
That doesn't make any sense.
why
Okay.
don't we go find Mom and then she can explain it to us?
Okay. Yeah, that works.
Should we go now or should we wait to daylight? For daylight. To dawn, whatever.
Let's wait to daylight. Unless she's only out at night, which would say something very encouraging about her character.
She is only out during the hours of 12 midnight and 1 in the morning. She wears a pointy hat and rides a broom.
And screams.
Pretty
Her
good.
laugh is different now.
Her mellifluous laugh. Just like on our wedding night.
If she laughed like that on her wedding night, then I do not want to know what Basil was doing to her.
Oh
But
god.
anyway,
Mhm.
so
The question was to Basil, like, should we leave now or should we wait? And...
we can. If you have not slept, we can wait.
Basil, or Wayland, that's my character's name. Wayland gets up, walks over to the other three. I don't trust my dad to fall asleep around him. I think he'll rabbit again.
Well, we have kind of a large security guard, do we not?
That's true. And there's probably only one exit to this room. If you guys need some rest, go for it. I am definitely not going to be able to fall back asleep tonight.
I want my spell slot back, so if we're long resting, I will long rest so I can get my spell slot back.
Yeah, we can sleep in shifts. Mr. Pushka can hold the mask. It's not an impossible task.
Okay. All right. Wayland would try to sleep, but that's something he should roll. I don't think he could actually, like, choose to sleep.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that... Well, yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So, are you sleeping in the hole? Are you sleeping... going back to your...
No, I would just go up. So
room?
Pushka would be at the door to Wayland's dad's hole, and Wayland would be sleeping beyond that in the hovel. So on the ground floor, he's sleeping in the ground floor of the hovel, but not in the hole. He would
Okay.
try to sleep. Yeah.
On the little bed that covers the hole, or...
Oh, he is.
Too gross.
Taking his dungeoneering pack, putting it under his head, and sleeping as far away from that creepy ass mattress as possible.
I think Mr. Pushka should sleep on the mattress.
I don't think Mr. Pushka needs to sleep.
What I'm saying is he should sit on it.
Oh, gotcha. That makes much more sense.
Esther will be sleeping in whichever area smells the least offensive.
That would probably be... Well, it depends on what Aster finds offensive. So, up on the ground level, there is a certain amount of decay and unwashed things and people but you're also in the open air, so it's kind of faint. It's very faint. Down in the hole, there's a little bit of unwashed basil, but there's a lot more acrid, sweet berry. It's up to you, really.
I think probably down in the hole.
All right.
They will be able to adjust to the smell of the berry stuff. They will not be able to adjust to feeling like they are in a gross place where something gross might happen.
All right,
Okay.
before bed, there's just one thing that I want to try.
Go for
Mr.
it.
Pushka, can you hold me like you were holding Wayland's dad for a minute?
Hold me, Mr. Pushka.
Just grapple me so I can't get away if I try to.
Hold me
His
like
head
you
kind
hold
of
him.
cocks to the side a bit. Arms open up.
All right, so mage hand holding the mask. Mr. Pushka holding me. I'm gonna put it on.
You're putting on the mask?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Uh-oh.
You slip it over your head. And this mask, which it doesn't fully wrap around your head. It's kind of a masquerade mask almost.
Mm-hmm.
But as you bring it to your face, you can feel there's a bit of a moving sensation as it touches you, like lots of tiny little tendrils, beetles, perhaps beetle legs sticking out and moving about. But as you put it to your face, it sticks there a little bit. You realize that it's something about it is holding on to your face. Not in a way that makes it feel like it would tear at your skin to pull it off, but in a way that makes you feel confident that it's going to stay there until you pull it away. And as you're sitting there marveling on this, two things happen. You begin to hear around you, surrounding you, very quietly, just whispers, just you can't quite make out anything they're saying. It doesn't sound so much like there's a room full of people whispering to you so much as it sounds like you are in a room and you suddenly realize there are uncountable people off in the corners of the room whispering to each other. And the second thing is that as you sit there listening to the voices, your eyes not paying attention to anything in front of you, experiencing this sensation, you find yourself suddenly pulled into a very, very familiar nightmare. Tendrils of shadow wreathed in a glow, just reaching for you, stretching out, grasping. You think for a moment that these are tentacles because you've always assumed they were tentacles, but then you start feeling them as they grip and tear at your clothes, at your skin. These are brambles reaching out, pulling you down into the dirt. You look, you try to scream, you can't scream. There's nothing coming out of your face. The brambles all stretch across the room that now seems like an entire meadow, an entire forest of brambles. And they disappear off to a vague forms. One, there's two, there's three, there's five, there's seven. Antlers stretching up. And then you wake up. And that's where we're going to end the session. The Children of Ash is Jesse as Wayland Thrupp, Peter is David Davidson, Valentine is Rez Orr, Juliet is Astor Morestes, and myself, Dylan, as your storyteller. This episode features sound design by Tabletop Audio, and our intro and outro themes were composed and performed by Fester Spunk. This show is made possible by listener support. If you aren't already, we invite you to become a Patreon or Ko-Fi subscriber. Patrons get early access to episodes, a special title on the Discord server, and they help us pay for equipment and other things that provide you, the listener, with a better experience. If you don't want to subscribe, but still want to support, you can purchase early access to episodes on Patreon, tip us on Ko-Fi, or explore our brand new merch store. We would love it if you bought us a coffee, something to sip on during those cold nights along the Northern Run. Finally, join us on our Discord server for sneak peeks, chat with the cast and community, or to hang as we live edit episodes almost every other night. Links to all of these and more can be found in the episode description, or by going to www.childrenofash.com. As always, we love our audience so much. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you down the road.
Please don't take this the wrong way. I just realized that there's the similarities between this story we're doing right now and M. Night Shyamalan's The Village.
Oh,
I apologize.
that's fucking
If Wayland
rude.
killed in the next scene, I understand.
First of all,
Are you sure
No.
it's not more The Happening? Because I think we got some aggro trees out here.
Oh my god, is this whole thing just a... And we do have ghosts. Is this just like a whole M. Night Shyamalan oeuvre that you're working with? Like,
Is
wait,
this-
the fucking bramble wolf from Lady in the Water.
Where's the crop circles?
So funny story. When the one and only time I ever saw The Village, it was in theaters. I left from summer camp, and for some reason, the theater in New Milford, Connecticut, that we went to see it at had a unfinished version of it that had in every shot all of the microphones.
What?
What?
Why even? Like,
What the
I
hell?
saw the whole thing and I was like, this is so weird. Like, were they doing some like weird meta thing? Like, I was trying to figure it out.
the
And
making
I
of...
talked about it with someone else like a couple months later, and they're like, what the fuck you on? And we looked up just enough shots where I was like, oh, what did I watch? But yeah, it was like all the microphones were like dipping into every shot, and yeah, it was weird.
What's the deal with Village and the boom mics? People call it a projectionist problem, but reports are seeing them way more common than they are for any other movie. This is what Roger Ebert had to say about seeing the boom mics problem.
So it wasn't just me.
No, it was apparently a question of aspect ratios and projectionists. Did you happen to watch this during the projectionist strike? No, that was the wrong period.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Early odds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone you knew was trying to gaslight you.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I do like the terrible idea that everything you're doing is just secretly playing a prank on us, where it's just a remix of M. Night Shyamalan stories. I'm just, oh my god, After Earth. Like, this works way too well.
Please stop finding the similarities between what I'm doing and anything that Shamalama Ding Dong has ever done.
Is the wilds like when you go out into the crops, like in that one
Oh,
Mogus one?
No, this is like classic fairy tale themes, right?
Sure, no, you're just a big closet M. Night fan. It's fine. But I have found a Reddit thread. This will be where I leave it now. Anyone see in 2004 The Village in theaters, but it was an unfinished / unpolished version? When I was 13, I saw M. Night in the Village theater with my dad and sister. There was another couple, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't until rewatching it on DVD later that I realized this version was not the same one I watched. So yours is a common experience.
All
There
right,
we go.
Shit, where were we?
I don't fucking remember.
Wayland asked why it was dangerous.